Howdy there, folks. It's Todd. It's always Todd. None of the other guys want to do intros. Anyways, welcome to Cavecast, your one-stop shop for awesome podcasting. Right? Right. Like, comment, and share if you all feel those are all 100% true facts. Anywho, getting off topic. So we got a crazy two-parter here. So it's with our buddy Matt Hertel. He's got some crazy stories and some crazy conversations we get into. It was 3 hours long, so we cut it in half, and it's two parts. So here's part one.
Yeah, the craziest name I ever. What?
I was like, why'd you move over there? Why don't you use that mic?
That's better, Mike.
Oh, that's better mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want Marshall to use that one.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just the way the mics are.
Oh boy.
People are supposed to have the right mic. I don't know if you noticed, you've had the same mic every time.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. I also sit in this spot every
Yeah.
time.
That's your spot. I usually put Marshall there, and then the other ones are just float, kind of switch it up.
Why do you have this like tuned into my baritone of a voice?
It's because you have a more volume than Marshall. I need to give him a more sensitive mic, right? That's kind of what it is. And then, like I said, the guest I usually would have like a, better mic.
Were you recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like I said, and I just gave you the best mic. The extra one. It's the one that's usually at Mike's house. So, but I bought two more. I bought two more mics. So.
I was
my
thinking, I'm
God.
like, do I need to go to fucking a music shop and pick up a mic today?
No. I was gonna actually I had to get other stuff.
I was gonna
get
look
one,
on when we were in London. I was like,
Yeah.
music shop.
I saw.
Is this like a package? Like you get the stand and the mic?
No, I bought all this stuff separate. The shock
fuck.
mount and the
I
mic and
do.
the foam thing were all. There's actually a carrying case and everything for that one. That's a very expensive mic. And then these ones were, that one's mics. This one is one I think my grandma bought me, and then there's another one over there that had. I don't even know where that one comes from, but yeah. So we can.
So this, yeah,
We can
you've done a
cut that.
podcast before, I guess.
Yeah, I've done sports.
Nice.
Mainly Maple Leafs and hockey.
Oh, okay, yeah. I play a little bit of hockey. I don't watch hockey, but I can try to follow along if that's what you want to talk about.
No, I do a lot of reading and I listen to a lot of podcasts about everything.
Nice.
I've done a little.
like podcast person. What is that called? Podcaster? I don't know.
Okay, this will sound really funny.
Podcaster.
This is new. I just got into mainstream Joe Rogan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's a good one to. He's all over the place. That's kind of how I guess I don't try to emulate him, but that style, that not just one topic.
I find it easy listening.
Yeah,
It can
because he's got like funny ones. He's got more serious ones. He's got like
Yeah.
smart ones, and there's like dumb ones. You get like Joey Diaz. It's not a smart podcast.
It's
You get like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It was like half and half.
Yeah, it's half and half on that one. No, there's some other ones that are. I watch all the sciencey ones. Neil
Yeah.
deGrasse Tyson, that's a good one.
I got it.
that
I
one.
want to listen to that one real bad.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Astrophysics, man. That's me.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's you, eh?
Yeah,
Engineer.
that's what I do.
Why don't you get a degree in astrophysics?
I don't know, because I don't necessarily need to go that whole distance and validate that, right? I just learn the parts that are interesting to me right now.
But you could turn that into a career. You could teach astrophysics to Costa Rican children.
That's right.
Just pull them in off the street,
There it is.
not
There's-
into your house or anything. Have like an open gazebo
Yeah,
so that everyone can see. That's
There
not
you
getting
go.
weird, and you just
Yeah.
just preach the astrophysics.
preach the good word of the cosmos.
Strategically, though, if you get into that, you could probably strategically place what country has the least established department of that, so you could be like move into a higher position right off the bat.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, go to lesser known university to drive up the
Yeah, the list,
the list
the
quickly.
pecking order.
Yeah, these are all possible career paths, but I'm probably just gonna go into work on Monday, keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because it's been working so far.
Because
already.
I can, hopefully if we keep doing that, I can
You know-
retire early. So
So, okay, here's another
what it's
thing,
about.
though. It's about money and motivation, right? So everything
Yeah.
right now is working, and you have the money. So it's not going to change, correct?
Probably not. No, there's not a lot of reason to change right now. I know there's ways you can get more and maybe do more and that kind of thing, but
Okay, so is it fair to
Doesn't
say
it-
success is being able to have a job and pay your bills, and that's about it? Like,
Yeah,
is
if-
that
then-
and
then-
have money in the bank? I guess.
yeah, I mean it's nice to have money in the bank and whatever, it's peace of mind and that kind of stuff, but you don't really need that to be happy. That's the thing you find out when you
I
have
don't know.
money.
Today when I looked at my bank account, I was like, "Fuck, I ain't happy
There-
with this."
no,
No,
you
that's true.
don't love
Thank
it,
fuck
but
for overdraft.
you don't love
Yeah.
it, but it's it's
But
it-
there's
there-
also
there's- there-
sacrifices to get that.
yeah, there is a certain level you need to get all the things that you need or require, but beyond that it doesn't help a lot, kind of thing. Yeah, I can get the stuff that I want, but it
Yeah.
doesn't.
When it's all said and done, though,
Fleeting.
you're just gonna have a bank account if you get to the end. But say, like for me, for example, my bank account's drained. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Are you trying to sell him on having a kid?
No, travel technically is what I'm trying to get you on. Life experiences.
Yeah.
Like, if you have savings and you're doing your job, but couldn't you go on like
So I
a
got
big holiday once a year?
I can't do it once a year, be every other year, but I got 5 weeks off in December and January. So I was planning on going to Costa Rica for like 3 out of the 5 weeks, but I might do less of that now and do like a whole world tour thing.
Like
I'm
backpack kind of type?
kind of situation.
up?
Yeah, Costa Rica, New Zealand,
Oh,
Vietnam,
That's awesome.
Egypt, maybe. I want to go see the pyramids.
I don't know if Egypt's a good idea right now.
I don't
Yeah.
think
They're on like a terrorist watch list.
I don't think it's ever a good idea.
That's right.
A lot of
Never,
the things
never,
they do.
and it's never gonna get better.
No, it'll get worse before it gets better.
I love your dreams. I support it. I was once able to do that, but in comparison, right now you're able to do that. But if you ever make some decisions that I have, you might lose that. So do it now, because I do poor man travel like cities.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I get really messed up in Windsor early morning, and I cross the border into Detroit because it's like a foreign country, right?
Okay.
And then I just go walking and hiking and see what happens. And usually something happens. And that's it. Then I come home if I make it. And I haven't made it so far. But
there
yeah.
you go. So what kind of things have happened on these hikes through the downtown, or is it
Magical
downtown or
excursions.
Okay.
so
I would say
where are you going as well? Because that's
I started
important.
this roughly when I was 15. Is when I started on the tunnel bus. So much easier at the time, right? If you
Yeah.
had a birth certificate, blah blah blah, they don't care. You
Right.
had your bus fare. So that's what I did. And
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay.
So I would go over on the tunnel bus and take the first stop. So like, as soon as you know how you get off, you go through customs, and then you walk back on the bus and you can continue the route.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get on the bus. I would go on the sidewalk, and I was there. And I would usually start off kind of like the base of the Renaissance Center. And I would just walk around block by block, cut through parks, lots, burnt out buildings,
Really?
just whatever. I would not necessarily even having a direction, just going. I had some favorite spots. I always liked St. Andrew's Hall, which for whatever reason always had a sentimental place to me. That's where I met my first wife.
Where was it? Okay, what? Give me an idea, like roughly what year?
This would have been 98 or 99.
Okay, yeah, a lot different then. All right, yeah.
Absolutely. Just before September 11th. A couple of years before.
So you can do whatever
Absolutely.
you want to do.
But that's actually when it was, to me, where I've had the crazy experiences. Because I was younger too, right? So I stuck out even more. To this day, when I go out in the middle of the night, if I'm in Detroit at 3 o'clock in the morning and just walking the streets, even a bus sees me, they'll pull over and ask me to get on.
You are fucking ballsy.
I'm not out of sight. Like, you got to think though, a guy that's walking by himself in downtown Detroit at 3 o'clock in the morning, he's the guy you cross the street for. And I've learned that. I'll see people cross the street when I walk a block away or in sight. And you can always do shit too. I can always wobble or, you know what I mean, or say something or talk to myself. People react to that.
Start
So it's
yelling at a
fitting
fire
in.
hydrant.
That's part of urban survival.
I guess just look like you belong. Walk with some
Comfortable?
confidence, essentially, or just be crazy as shit. I guess is the other way to
I
get
walked
some.
by a bar.
distance.
Isn't that like a theory? We'll call it like a butterfly theory. You know how they have
Yeah.
eyes on their wings so you don't fuck with them? That's what that is.
Yeah.
Look nuts so you don't get fucked with. All right.
I walked by a bar once
Urban survival.
and didn't realize that a undercover police officer saw me. And right away he was like, I better go talk to him. So he came right outside, hollered at me, walked me down on the sidewalk, this big, great guy. And he was like, what are you doing? Are you okay? First off, I want to know if I was okay. And I told him I'm just going for a walk, blah, blah, gonna go home, cross the border soon. And he goes, I'm gonna take you right now. So he begged me to go in his car and he drove me to the border, which was
Crazy.
under a 5-minute drive. Like I was fairly close, especially in car. I've had other police cars pull me over. See me once, I was with, not by myself, I was with a friend, and we were by a building. It was closed, not abandoned, but closed. And we were just sitting on the steps, just taking a break. And they pulled up and said, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And they were pretty worried, so they took us. And they drove us to where we parked our car. And our car wasn't there. So that was a long time when that was the only like problem, but there was no violence or, you know what I mean? We were away from it and we never saw it happen. It disappeared. And that was a long time ago too. That was probably 2000, maybe 2001. And that was the only time.
I have
Economic
never
downturn.
had the urge to just go for a midnight stroll in Detroit.
No.
I've never even been to a bar in Detroit.
That's only a couple of times because usually if I had something to go to or meet somebody in Detroit, I would do the function and then they would go on their own way and I'd be like, fuck it. For how often do I come here? Not enough. So I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going for a walk. Because regardless where I go, you got to understand. If I have my way, I just enjoy walks. That's like because somebody enjoys a beer or whatever.
Yeah, I could understand that. Like, when
Yeah.
I go on vacation, that's something I do. I don't like go to the touristy shit. I try to find where the locals hang out, and that's where I hang.
Well, yeah.
There
I
you go.
like that. But Detroit,
Well, because you got to.
I would feel safer in like downtown Dallas
When
than
I-
Detroit, and I don't
yeah.
know why.
When I went over the first time ever, how this started was my best friend said, tell your parents you're going to my birthday this week. And we're going to sneak off and go to Detroit to this concert and meet up with some family of him, some friends. So I was like, all right, that's going to be awesome. So, of course, I'm down. And then we didn't really know where the place was. We were by ourselves. And that's where the walking started, the adventuring, because we had to find this place. So, which was St. Andrews Hall for a concert. And that his cousin, it turned out, was a female and turned out to be my first wife.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And the mother of my children.
Nice.
Yeah, so ever since then I've been going back. And I've been single for quite a while now.
To St. Andrews Hall or to? Are you married
everywhere.
again? Hold on, are you married again?
No, I'm not married again. No, I'm single.
So you go? Is that why you keep going back?
No. The area. And now, actually, socially, I've been getting into what's called Detroit City Football Club,
Okay.
DCFC. And it's a semi-professional league. They don't want to go full-on professional because they have like a cult following. And it's just crazy atmosphere. They sell out 7,000 people. They play in historic Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck, which is across the field from where one of the only 2 Negro original ballparks in the whole world exists. And it's still like structurally there.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's
Detroit
why
has
I
a lot of
walk.
cool
That's why I go
history
there.
stuff. Yeah.
And April 20th, I'm going to what's Corner Ballpark, which is the former grounds of Tiger Stadium, to see a friendly soccer match.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so like I walk for that. And since I've been doing this 15, you got to remember, I've literally seen this city fenced off halfway. like where they're like, we can't obtain this. There's no resources here. It's just we can't deal with it. It's dead, right? So I've seen it rejuvenated.
That's cool.
So yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of things. I bought my bike there, made in a factory downtown that was like a converted car factory.
That's neat.
That's
so my
really
bike
cool.
Yeah,
was
Detroit's
made
got a lot of stuff like that,
100%
yeah.
under the same roof.
That's
It's called
so cool.
Detroit Bikes. So
Nice.
I just watched. I
That'd
was
be really
watching
cool.
an Anthony Bourdain show, and there's one of his episodes is in Detroit, and he's driving around. It's all this like the stuff only locals know. Like you said, like that bike shop. There was like
Yeah.
one. It's like a restaurant that like moves. It's in houses. Like it's not legal. Like they're not like certified or whatever. Like it's not clean, but it's like the special.
Like an
wow.
underground.
Yeah, but it's
Kinda.
it's this.
Just
it's,
they announce it's open on
yeah,
Friday
it's
between
like
7 to
a
11.
cultural thing. I'm
Yeah,
trying to think. It's like
pop-up.
we'll just say it's not Guatemalan, but say it's like Guatemalan. It'd be like a pop up Guatemalan restaurant that just keeps moving around, and all like those people that are into that food know where it is and they go there. It's pretty neat.
Right, you got to go to get the next location.
Yeah. There's like a lot of that going on. There's a
But it's a full functioning house. It'd be located at.
like it would be here. Like they'd set it
Yeah,
up and it would be,
exactly.
like we'd just bring in tables and it would be like kind of a restaurant for one night. I thought it
Awesome.
was so neat, but there's like
that absolutely.
and they get into like all this other stuff about they go to the is it the Packard plant that just collapsed? They were they went to I think it was Packard plant.
Okay.
But I just seen it on Facebook. It just collapsed or something, like a huge chunk of it. But they had went to that and like we're walking through it. That is freaking cool. Like have you been to that?
Not recently, but I have for
That
sure.
isn't that neat? I would
yes.
love to go to one of those old factories.
I got to explain one of the reasons why I got hooked into this, besides going to Detroit to go to a show and just love walking around. My older brother, who's 9 years older than me, is a very successful urban planner. So he travels the world helping develop anything from subways to subdivisions to high rises.
That's
big major transportation is basically a specialty. And he's the one that took Detroit to heart because growing to school, he was taught Detroit was the place to learn. And so that's where he learned, and he's always been volunteering ever since, and he always goes. So through all his stories, to put a picture to what he said, I would just go walk to it.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I try not to put any limitations on me. So I'll walk within anything of, say, a round trip of 9 hours for a day.
That's quite a distance. You can cover a lot with that.
A long walk.
Yes, but nowadays with technology, I put in Detroit Windsor Tunnel, and it puts me exactly. I can see Street View right where I get out of the customs, so I can see what it's like, if it's safe, if there's a sidewalk, where it narrows, right to my destination, so I know. And then I'm like, oh shit,
there's a whole bunch of burnt houses.
Yeah, I'm not riding my bike here, or I'm not walking here because there's nowhere to go. I'm not sharing the side of the road.
So what kind of
I don't feel safe.
Let's rewind for a second. What kind of bike you? So it's a Detroit bike. Like what kind is it? Like mountain
It's a-
bike?
no,
I'm trying to
no.
like build this picture of
It's
you
a
cruising.
touring bike. It's a 3-speed with an internal hub, so there's no gears.
Oh,
It's
that's
made
cool.
inside like inside where
Like,
where it would be inside the tire almost. I don't know if that makes sense, but where the hub would be.
Okay, yeah,
It's called a hub.
Yeah,
And so it's internal gears. It's a new technology for bikes, anyways.
that's really.
So it's only 3 gears.
So it's like got the wider seat, more like a comfortable kind of cruiser.
Yeah, it's made actually for me, for somebody who's 6'1".
Okay.
So when I went to the factory and everything, they measured me and they adjusted my seat and blah blah blah. It's a Detroit Bikes Type A, and so it's more for somebody that just not going fast, more rubbernecking touring the city,
cruising
for
around, yeah,
example.
cruising around,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
sitting like you are right now in your chair,
That's
except
cool.
your hands are comfortably out resting on your bars. That's 100% how it is.
That's neat. Okay, all right.
Yes.
So, all right, so you're cruising around,
Yeah.
looking at Street
Yeah.
View on Google on your bike, seeing if that's safe.
So yeah,
All right.
I understand why the
Yeah.
cops like, okay, I gotta go check this guy out.
Have you seen
This
Have you seen
bearded
that
flannel
big
dude.
bike thing that's like a rolling bar? Have you done that?
No, I have not done that.
Oh,
your brother-in-law.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I think it's a bicycle or it's like
Yeah.
a weird thing. You sit on it and it goes around downtown Detroit and they serve you drinks. Like you sit there.
It's
Oh.
called the Barsicle.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that in Nashville, but not in Detroit.
Yeah, they got one
Yeah,
in Detroit
no, it's
now,
in
I guess.
Detroit, definitely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I would do something like that. Like I feel that's
Because you're
safe
in a
enough.
group.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but here's another thing.
I think it's
Through
because
the
I've never
years-
explored Detroit that I'm like terrified.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time I go, it's different because it's changing that much.
Yeah,
And honestly, I'm never really alone. I see people like you and me
You just you one of
within
them.
sight almost all the time.
Okay.
Because you got to think, the restaurants are starting to get full. The bars are getting full. Entertainment matches almost any major city,
Oh yeah.
sports wise and musically.
Oh yeah,
and
like Detroit's
theater,
definitely like
museums.
regrowing.
Like,
Oh yeah.
there's a reason to be there. And the best thing it has going for it, it's all fairly close in one area. You can almost hit an area, park your car, and walk and hit a few things.
Well, that's what they're doing with all the stadiums, putting them all together now, right? Now they're
Yeah.
moving Joe Louis over to the dojo.
But their crown jewel is obviously the auto show, right? And now for the first time ever in the year 2020, it's going to be in June, meaning it's going to be half outside. Maybe not half total, but they're going to use
Oh, they haven't
Art
had the auto show.
Plaza.
No, it's next year.
They're going to use
Where was it
spaces
this year?
outside. It was in Kobo.
It's always in Kobo. Oh, they're changing the name of Kobo, eh?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because Kobo was named after the mayor or whatever, and apparently he was a racist of some kind.
Oh.
So either way, so they're changing the name. That's the important bit.
Yeah, you can't be in a prominent position now if you ever made a racist comment or have proof of
anything.
it. Any
Anything,
proof of
yeah.
it.
Anything. What was they made a
Yeah.
movie about that?
Donald Trump's president.
I
He's
don't
a
know if I'm
giant
against
racist.
that. Like, I just
But I mean,
still
how
find
can
it
you
hard
control
that
your
people,
life from when you were like 16 on? Be like, you know what? I'm going to be president
Yeah,
one day. I better
but-
not fuck around.
I don't know a lot of people that are. Maybe I'm naive, but I like to think a lot of people are not racist. I like to think a lot of people aren't using the N-word or being discriminatory of race and color. Because I know personally, I'm sure I can.
Are you
admit
talking about racism against like black people or racism in general?
In general. I know I've
General,
used
yeah.
terms and stuff and joking words that I regret. And if I became a politician, that would come back and haunt me. And I guess rightfully so. But
I
I'm
would
not
be
a racist.
fucked.
And everybody that knows me, I'm not a racist, but I have said bad words. But that's the way it works now. You just can't say it. But I guess at my age, I'm not saying it was ever good when I was a kid, but I have said it when I was younger.
It's a fake movie. It's technically a documentary. It's called CSA, Confederate States of America, and it's
Wow.
if the South would have won.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it talks about how much stuff is actually slightly racist. Like Uncle Ben's rice. Uncle Ben was a slave, or it was a slang term for like an old black slave.
Yeah.
Oh, there's lots of
Aunt
stuff.
Jemima, she was a slave.
Exactly.
Like all that stuff. But like that's what I mean. It's like how do you?
Sport teams' names. What do you feel about that? Say the Redskins. We all know
Redskins.
that's definitely wrong. Like,
mean,
that's not
Okay,
good.
but it's been the
There's
Redskins
history to it
for
now.
so long. Because back then,
That's the way it was. People that are anti-immigration, holy shit. Are you an idiot?
Yeah.
Especially when you're like, they're taking my jobs. You
'Cause we won't do them.
You
Yeah.
are a steel worker with me. They're not taking your job, buddy.
No.
they're taking our
They're
jobs.
not
No,
taking
they're
your
taking
job.
the job that is 113 degrees in a greenhouse. Because
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like I used to work.
And they're
I
wor-
would do door. Like I did garage doors for a while,
Yeah.
and we'd work in greenhouses, and it's all like Jamaicans and Mexicans and stuff.
Absolutely. Great
And it-
people.
They don't think it's hot. Me,
No.
I'm dying. I'm like, "Pfft, I could never
And-
do this job. Even if I
and-
wanted it, couldn't do it.
They can, I don't want to speak for them, but what they're being paid, they're obviously making a living off of, which is amazing. But if I was in their shoes,
They're still
I don't
getting
think I
minimum
could make
wage.
a. I
Like,
know,
they-
but
they
for
get- yeah,
them,
they get what
that's
some of
what
us
they
get,
can
so.
make a living at, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, some of them are actually. I was talking to, well, I I don't know Spanish, so I can't really talk to the workers that well, but I can talk to their supervisor. I used to talk to them.
That's amazing.
And the one guy said he had 2 of his workers. They were in school to be doctors.
They're paying for school.
They were here
Wow.
earning as much as they could because it's farm work. You can work as late as you want.
Exactly. No
So
overtime.
and they would just save it and send it back, and then
It's like 70 hours a week.
they
Probably
were
on
in
average.
school to be doctors there. Doctors,
Wow.
a couple like he's had people go through that were lawyers. They're going to be lawyers, and then there's like the other side. They got hooked up with like basically a coyote, and they're paying them off or some shit. They got their family. It's like, oh, that's great.
I like
Tough that it
the
has to go to that.
cultural effect farm labor has brought locally, especially between Harrow, a little bit, Kingsville, a lot more, Leamington,
Leamington.
huge.
Tenfold.
That is amazing, especially now with Wi-Fi technology. That's how they communicate to home, correct? So if you go to anywhere with free Wi-Fi, first off, you'll see a dozen bikes outside, and then you'll see them inside with their phones having a coffee. I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's neat.
At least they're stimulating the economy.
Yeah, I
right?
was just saying, yeah, they're supporting the economy.
Absolutely. Well, you got to.
I like the food culture that comes in. Like you get like the Mexican restaurants and stuff, and it's like, there we
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Real Mexican
It's
food.
amazing.
Yeah,
But
Taco
here's
Bell
another
doesn't cut
thing.
it.
Taco
It's
Bell is not
gotta
Mexican
take
food.
something to leave your family to go to a foreign country that you don't speak the language and work hard. They're
I would
working
say
hard.
well,
Like,
okay, there's
that's
there
exciting.
yeah, there's arguments to that. It's not like they're leaving their country to come to a foreign. It's
I
not
know
like
it's
they're
say-
landing here knowing nobody. They're picked up at the airport with a whole like
That's
50
true.
other buddies. There's like the people that are picking them up speak Spanish. They bring them in. It's like they know landing here. I got a place to sleep and I have a job. It's not like if like you and I are like, dude,
Yeah,
we're going to
but-
Australia. Let's see how it works. It's like I don't know anybody there. Do you
Yeah.
know anybody there?
But we would know the
Yeah,
same
but-
language at least. But here's,
Yeah, at least
here's
that.
another thing, though. I guess a lot of the people that come here are already from the same country, so they could talk to coworkers. Which would
Yeah,
help.
like it's not as
But-
hard. I mean, you're still leaving your family
The
for
climate alone would fuck you up.
oh
Going
yeah.
from Mexico to locally in southern Ontario
Yeah.
would be hard.
Bring your
but-
alparkas.
That to me, though, to do what it takes is amazing.
Spanish.
Like, how many of us, if
It
we-
is ballsy. Oh,
say
yeah.
if Mexico was different than it is now, and was like, if you're Canadian, come here because we got these auto factories, and we'll pay you $20 an hour Canadian.
Dude, if the cartel
To
was like,
do
Todd,
that.
you want to come shoot people for us for like $12
Yeah.
million a year? I'd be like, dude, I got the gun.
Yeah.
But like,
I would
Would
learn
pe-
Spanish.
would
so
people
fast.
leave? Would people
So
leave their
fast.
family and be like, "I'll be back in the summer"?
Yeah.
That'd be sweet, but I don't. I think actually
Hey,
most
pack your
Canadians
shit, we
would
got a
want to do that,
hacienda.
but nobody would be allowed to. That's the thing. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But who knows what will happen? What if the auto industry in Mexico becomes unionized?
That'd be cool.
It could easily happen.
Viva
Is
el
it funny
uniform!
that it's, is it kind of bullshit that it's not?
No. So I've worked union, I've worked non-union, I've worked
Absolutely,
in
yeah.
that scabby area.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, I go to work, not pay union dues, and put on a union jacket. But I was like, oh yeah, that's not right now, but I have, and it's like that's a shitty thing. I'm on the fence with unions. I think they're cool. Yeah, we need to be able to like stick up for ourselves, but I hate with a passion the jackass that can't do his job properly, and like he still has a job. It's like I've worked at places and it's like we'd have people that were like full out union, they got their back, and it's like they just like get bored and they break shit. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, whatever, write me up. It's like, I'll get my job back. It's like, wow, that's a horrible mentality that this has created.
Yeah, I believe you'll find that in any job. I'm in several unions because I work on the road and I'm in a couple of different trades. So I'm in I'm in carpenters. I'm in a steel union.
What's a steel union?
The steel workers.
Like iron workers?
Yes.
Same.
Oh,
What local?
really?
What local?
Okay, I'm out of Toronto.
Oh, nice. So it's 702?
I can't even. It's on my hat.
Okay.
And anyways,
Oh, God.
700.
yeah, because I
You pay for that all the time and you don't even know the number?
Yeah, no. 'Cause
Oh, wait,
it's
is it
like
721
scrapped
or-
off. It's scraped off. And
Yeah. Oh,
don't-
that's
and-
the worst part. You buy like your gear
Yeah.
from them. It's like union made. It rips. It falls apart. The
Yeah.
shit falls. I'm
But
like, just
I've
buy
been-
Gildan.
I've been traveling recently, union just for my job, like out of province. So I have been bouncing around a little bit. So I forget which one it is, but I've been in it a while now, and
I think it's 721.
I'd say most people in it are in it for the right reasons and respectable coworkers.
I
But
hope
there's
so.
always going to be that one person that ruins it for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not for or against the union either. I want everybody. I know this sounds naive and stupid, but I want everybody to have a fair chance to work and make an honest living.
Oh yeah, 100%. But if you're just deliberately,
We got ahead of the ball too, right? In the
Mm.
auto industry, the workers were doing so amazing they got overpaid,
Yeah.
and then
I
don't
mean,
wanna
that's
be
hard to
rude
say
or
because it's like
anything.
I would love to get paid with, but for like what was
no,
going
not
on.
necessarily they didn't get overpaid. Maybe the car companies just needed needed more money. Technically, that's maybe what. Really
Well, yeah,
happened.
there's that, but there was also I've heard, let's call them horror stories of like people going to work, punching in. They're too drunk to work, so they
I've
go
heard that.
sleep it
I've
off,
heard
and it's
that.
like
I've heard that.
I hope the fuck that's not true because it's like
I've never
that's
witnessed
not right.
that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well,
obviously.
they're gonna keep their job. It's like no.
Yeah, people stealing and stuff and still
Oh,
being
yeah.
able to
Oh, I
get
heard
their
about
job
that.
back.
Absolutely. The
That's
auto
the ones that
industry
suck.
locally, because that's what we grew up with. We know it more than any industry. The stories you hear were kind of hilarious.
Oh yeah, they're funny.
People
but if you think about it,
barbecuing
like,
on the line. People abusing things
Yeah.
on break.
the abusing things, or not probably doing your job, the barbecue thing. I mean,
But-
it's like
yeah.
Can you cover me? I'm gonna go cook us a bunch of sausages. I'd be like, fuck yeah, it's lunch. I mean, yeah, I don't. Know
I do
about
that
on the
actually.
well,
I barbecue on the job site.
yeah, but it's not
It's
like
on my
it's
break.
interfering.
And you're
with your-
outside. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the inside. That building's so damn big, and the roof
It's
opens
meant
up.
to vent, right?
Yeah, like I'm okay. I'm sure. I
Okay.
don't think it's proper, but I like if I was on the other side of the line and I seen you barbecuing over there, I'd be like,
I would
"You making me one?"
I would prefer not to have an open flame like that. I
It's a
guess I
hibachi,
guess
it
there's
doesn't
you know what?
count.
I guess it's not bad. I guess it is huge ceilings. It's no worse than having a flame in your kitchen, I guess. All
Yeah.
right, forget it. I retract my statement.
That I'm okay with. The like sneaking out to go get fucking wasted all the time while you're still on the clock. I don't like. That's
As
not
an
good.
Union or
adult
otherwise,
and
it's
worked
not right.
had more work experience, I've realized that happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
People can't go through a day without getting
My
their
theory
drink
on
or
that is-
buzz or whatever it is.
Just man the fuck up and just drink at work like the rest of us.
Okay, so
I don't drink at work. but-
what I've
anymore.
noticed, actually, I've seen a lot of shit at work. I've caught people drinking on the job, and
I feel like that happens a lot. Like I think there's a lot of people
I've
there.
caught
with,
the thing I catch the most is smoking pot. I've caught
Yeah,
people doing a rail off like a piece of machinery they were operating. That
believe
was
that.
the most extreme.
I got to stop the
believe it.
Bobcat. I got to do a quick bump.
I've seen that.
Dude, you got to turn that off. Those things shake. That fucking.
Yeah,
It's
gonna
No,
run
he
everywhere.
wasn't-
Out.
He wasn't on.
Now
He
you're
was
cleaning the
off.
surface.
He just went in there to get out of the wind, obviously.
Ah.
So that's what he was doing. And it was an old gentleman.
That's what a fucking.
But
the outhouses are for.
I remember I walked 100 feet from the
Oh,
job
let's
site,
see.
which is a huge condominium we're building, like a 30-story huge jumbo place. So there's a lot of people. So I get to the parking lot, and I hear coughing, and I make a joke like, "Oh, somebody blah 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 is getting high," and then I look, and no, it's like literally people are getting high right there, like pipes and everything within sight, and then they go and operate machine or whatever they do. It's insane. I'm
Not right.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Not this job, but I've had previous jobs where it's like, I'm not.
People
doing
don't
I'm
hide
not,
it,
I'm
though.
not doing this. Not high. And it's like,
But people don't hide it. That's my thing.
yeah, we tried to kind of hide it. The
I
worst
know-
day was my boss opened the work truck and it was like almost hit with a cloud because I had just pulled up and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he opens the door. I'm like,
You
And it's-
pulled up. These people didn't pull up. They they already were working. They
I mean,
just
this
got
was in the
the
middle of
vehicle.
the day in a company truck.
Yeah,
and
at least you
I pull
leave
up
the
at the
job
shop.
site. Oh, okay.
No, I'm at the shop, and he opens my truck door to like
Not
grab
good.
something. Oh no, he was checking the odometer because we were getting our tags, and he's just like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, he's like, "Do not let customers smell that." It's like
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
that's what you're worried. All right,
Just
no
like,
problem.
I agree. That's why I
Yeah.
did it in the truck.
Yeah, so I left, and after we got stopped and got coffee, then we went and got one of those fucking spray bombs. Then we went to the job site. Yeah, we were degenerates.
Oh, wow.
You want to talk about anything bad? Yeah, there was times we'd go to a place to go fix something. I remember there was one time I got in a scissor lift, went up, and I was walking down the crane rail, tied off, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck, I am like way too high to be doing what I'm doing right now. And it was like, I got to do it.
At least you remember to tie it off.
Oh yeah,
I've been fined several times for not tying off because I'm too comfortable.
If I would have fallen, I would have
forget.
got hurt though.
Oh, absolutely.
I got the big double lanyards, and then I had a cooning cable hanging way down below, and just walking down a crane rail. It's like, if I fall, like I'm probably gonna be like 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, dude.
Well,
when I fell
I guess better than being in the ground.
When I fell at Chrysler's when they
Yeah.
did the shutdown, that
Yeah.
was fucking spooky.
Oh, you've fallen.
Dude, I cut myself out of a basket cage. We'd cut this, it was called an air gap. So when they were ripping all the crap out of the body in White Building, we used to torch out, they were called air gaps. They were a 2-foot cut down all the basket cage above, like the fence-looking walkway shit they all walk on up top. It's only maintenance. And you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hangs from, okay. And so you cut a 2-foot gap in that. So when the operators come by with the big claws on the excavators and they're cutting, they know where to stop. Like that's, oh yeah, we don't cut past that because they're just nipping shit. So we cut that. And then there was a revision that came out. They wanted us to remove by like hand and crane, like 4 or 5 sections of this at the corner. They wanted to take it down and they wanted to save it because they were going to put it back up. Okay. So we start working towards the air gap, the cut. So we take that piece out, that's fine. We take that piece out, that's fine. We're taking the third piece, the corner piece out. No, sorry. The corner piece is the second last piece. I'm standing on the last piece. We unhook all this piece. We hook it up to the crane. It's hanging there. I jump onto the other piece with the torch because I'm like, I want to make the last cut. Because there's a chance it can pop. So I'm like way back. I'm cutting it. All of a sudden I hear a bang. And then I'm hanging in the fucking air. And there's the other piece still hanging on the crane. And the piece that I was standing on, they figured out that Knights had taken all the bolts out of underneath of it. And they didn't tell us that it was not secured. It was hanging on by the piece that was attached to the crane. So when I cut that piece free from the crane, my bit dropped. You know like how Wile E. Coyote cuts himself out?
Yeah. How far did you fall?
4 feet.
Okay.
With a lit torch.
Doesn't sound like much, but that's
It's
quite
not.
a ways.
I
4
got
feet
enough, though.
to the ground, or were you hanging?
I was hanging.
Oh, okay.
I was
so,
like 15 feet off the ground.
okay, so you
I
were
only
hanging.
dropped 4 feet. I was on a.
I know what that is. Okay.
Yeah. So this is where it got spooky though. So I'm hanging there. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I got a torch. So I just turn the torch off, and below me is these great big tanks, like compressed air tanks.
Oh, of course.
So I got nowhere to go down. So if I would have fallen, I would have smashed into that shit.
Absolutely.
Right before I made the cut, there was a guy in a aerial boom underneath taking the bolts out, and he had just swung out of the way right before I made the cut, so he could have got crushed. We had the crane with the cab to the far side. So when my piece dropped, it hit those tanks, bounced, and landed on the crane. If he would have been the other way, it would have hit the operator, so that was lucky. I had a beaver tail attachment on the back of my harness, so like I think it was 1 foot extension. I had that attached. If I wouldn't have had that and been right to my back, where I would have swung into the cut basket guarding.
Oh, yeah.
Probably would have been impaled. So I got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
What the hell else happened? Oh, then I actually had my lanyards on as well, but they were just dragging because I was back and forth between tying off and then tying off to
Okay.
the retractors.
Yeah.
So my buddy thought that my lanyards had just got hooked because they were laying on the cage still. So he thought my lanyards were just hooked. So he's freaking out. So he grabs my lanyards and he's about to pull up. If he would have pulled, he would have unlocked the retractor and would have dropped me again. So yeah, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, don't fucking touch anything. So buddy in the lift comes over and like picks me up and he just best thing he says, he's like, I got you, baby bird. It's like, you son of a bitch. I'm just like hanging in the air. It's like, shut up, just get me.
Pretty
Baby
crazy
bird.
and stressful physical injuries from that?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all. I got extremely lucky.
Yeah.
I got a new harness out of it because mine had obviously
Wow.
did its job. Yeah. No, I got lucky because I had a real expensive harness from when I used to like cut trees and I had the bosun swing. So when I fell, it just sat me. Instead of
Were
like,
you-
hanging there with the crap.
I have that. Yes.
Yeah.
Were you fairly comfortable when you fell?
I mean, other
Like,
than
you
the
know
fact
what I
that-
mean, considering.
Yeah, no, I wasn't like
You didn't crunch your
losing.
nuts.
Yeah, no, I had no like loss of sensation. Because when I got down, they're like, "Oh my god, you need to lay on the ground." I'm like, "I am completely
You were
fine."
walking. Oh,
I'm
you're
like,
on your feet.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I-
amazing. Good to hear.
He picked me up in the basket cage. I stood in it. I was just like
Yeah.
shaking because I was like, "Whoo, let's do that again."
Yeah, it's freaky. Yeah.
About
First responders are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Is there anything sticking out of my body?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Cool, let's go back to work."
just about 4 years ago, I was making a Hyatt hotel in Edmonton, and I was on the 5th floor, and I don't know if you know slab construction. It's huge floor panels that you make the floor out of and screw them down, whatever, attach it, and then you run your conduit, and then you pour your cement through.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The
Is it like
right-
they're big like wave looking things?
basically, but huge.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
by 2 feet. One piece is roughly 27 feet, 197 pounds. And the great thing about it is you can span up to 33
Yeah,
feet.
I think I've
without
heard that.
support,
Yeah, you got
right?
this
So you can make a
crazy-
room 33 by 33 feet open. Cement floor, blah, blah. Pretty impressive. So I had my job was I was cutting them to size or whatever I was doing, and I was from the 5th floor. I was the only one that could pick them up, step on a 3-step, and throw one end up like this. And the guys on the roof would catch one end. I'd come off my 3-step. I'd go to the other end and repeat and throw it to another guy, and they would line it up and screw it as I would cut the other piece or whatever I had to do and repeat, right? So I'm doing it, and I'm showing a new guy. And I only had to cut an inch off. So basically what I did was just sharpen this piece of steel. So I'm having them out of the way. I'm just showing them what I can do. So I was lining up this section. So I was going to adjust like 5 at a time and line them up. So my last piece, I was just throwing it out of the way. And he got scared for whatever reason. And he threw out his foot. Luckily, it didn't hurt him, but it bounced off his foot and came back at me, the sharp cut end, and hit me right on the leg, right across my thigh.
Oh Jesus!
And
Oof.
I wasn't looking down, I was looking straight at him. So, to tell you the truth, I felt the pinch. And the funny thing is, I'm thinking, fuck, I just bought these pants. I hope I didn't rip my pants. That's the only thing I thought, right? And work just started. Okay? And
Was it a Monday?
I can't remember
Oh.
to tell you. I can't remember.
There's a stat
But
that most accidents happen like in
my-
the morning on a Monday or
Yeah.
a Friday.
My trade started about on this site roughly an hour before others. So people are just showing up early for work now. So I'm within the first hour easily. And so they're all coming up to this. and
Coffee's
the
not even
injury
cold yet.
just
Yeah.
happened. So I looked down because I'm like, oh, wait, if I felt the pinch, I know the sharp,
My
it
pants
cut
are
something.
cut.
So I look down and I see my jeans, this huge L, like huge rip, flap. And I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, oh no. And right then I'm like, it went in me. And as soon as I realized that, I opened my flap and there was like this giant, because it was like a 7-inch cut. but it blew up because it's all my muscles. And
Yeah, it's all under
Oh.
tension, and
So-
now it's not.
I'm like, great. I'm with all these newbies now, right? And
Yeah.
my boss, like not my boss, sorry, my good coworker with experience, he's above me. So I don't want to bring attention to myself or anything. So I just grab my hand and I'm like, So I say my coworker's name, the one I want his attention, and I just look at him. I say his name and I do this. And just the sight of me, he knew it was bad. I didn't say anything. He didn't know I hurt myself. He could just tell. To the point where he's on the 6th floor, I'm on the 5th. He ran right at me to the opening and jumped right down. So that's like
Jumps
crazy
down a
stupid.
floor.
That's not a good reaction.
12-foot drop.
Yeah, it's a huge drop.
Oh god.
Luckily, he nailed it. No problem. Right?
Landed
Then
it.
he landed running
Stuck the
towards
landing.
me. He was running towards me, undoing his belt.
Oh,
Right.
his tool belt.
So, his real
Oh,
belt to
oh,
make,
yeah, okay.
to come for my leg. So he's like, how bad is it? I'm like, I believe I need stitches, but I guess you're gonna have to peek. And he's like, can you move your hand? I'm like, I gotta go straight up and down. He's like, sure. And as soon as I open my hand up, you could see muscle, fat, you can see my leg. Okay. So then luckily I was a first responder previously, all expired, whatever. But my
You still got
instincts
it
are
all.
still
Yeah, you
there,
still got the
right? So I'm like, take my hand. I'm like, okay, tape me up, right? I gotta clot it. I gotta stuff it. So we get my leg and everything settled. I'm 5 stories up now. So you would think there's a way up other than a ladder? Yeah, because that's the law. But this job site, it's a ladder system. 5 stories up.
Whoa.
How can you do that? It's not legal. There's like ladders. It's like I feel like I'm working in India. There's ladders with like planks tied to it. Then you go up a ladder on this side. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
So I'm like, I can't do that. I can't walk anymore, but I'm feeling okay.
That's crazy.
So
Ugh.
we have to hijack, and we have to commandeer basically from a different job site through the windows of the 5th floor another knuckle boom. So they came and got us, and us as in me. So then within a half hour, I was on the surgical table at the hospital, and long story short, I landed on my artery, which was a no-no. Just skimmed it. Like, if you believe you can scratch an artery, that's what I did. You could see it, crazy, but I'm fine. Worse is over. So now they cleaned me up, stitched me, which was crazy because I have to talk to them the whole time, knowing that where it is in my body that nothing's guaranteed. For every attempted stitch, there's probably going to be a miss. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like it will pull through some flesh or whatever. So they did like 4, I can't remember, a few layers, and eventually they closed me up. And then when they were saying goodbye to me, they noticed that I was hit somewhere else. So they had to do it over. Not bad, but like my leg was pretty fucked. So I went through the ligaments and shit, right? So this is the craziest part. They're like, what do you want? And I'm like, what do you mean? You just stitched me up. What else could I want? Right? And they're like, what do you want to take? What's your perk? Like, they thought I had a request, right? And I'm like,
Weed.
oh. Yeah, I'm like, I smoke weed. And they're like, yeah. What about pills? I'm like, I don't like pills. They're like, but if you get really painful, take some Tylenols or whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Fine. Here's another thing. So they're gone, out of the room. They ripped my pants off. They sprayed me down to watch me. Everything like that. Even the comforter and blanket they gave me, they took. I don't have a jacket or anything. I got rushed there. And then they told me to leave. And my friend had to go get the car. So I had to walk limp because this just happened. I'm fucking really limping all the way out to Edmonton where it was cold as fuck.
Oh my god.
Missing a whole pant leg. And it looked like I pissed myself. And the only thing they were like, you don't even want drugs? I was
Yeah.
like, how about a blanket or a towel or
Can I have
Yeah.
some
pair of
pants?
pants?
It's like
Yeah.
pants.
Can you prescribe pants? Is that a thing?
I think they said they had to charge it. I don't know if this is right or wrong. I was probably a bit out of it, understandably. But I think something like $30 a gallon. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't say yes,
be.
but I was like, I got pants, I guess. I don't know. But anywho,
She's like, how about you? You look my height. Give me your pants.
that was the story.
Because they
were-
get all their scrubs. They're all like,
Yeah.
yeah, why don't they just go in the back, grab you a pair of pants?
I don't know. But that was my injury.
Ow.
But the worst part about it, well,
How much physio do you have to go through to like regain? 'Cause
um,
that'd be
I have to do exercise the rest of my life because it will get. It can't be surgically repaired anymore. It's as good as it gets. It gets weak if I don't use it. That's where my walking comes in as well. Because when it happened, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna tell me not to walk." It's so bad it affects my kneecap
oh wow.
because of my meniscus that naturally does fluids, naturally produces fluid for your kneecap. Doesn't anymore because of some cuts.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, so it goes dry, and then my knee starts to produce like emergency fluid. You know what I mean? Where you get water on your kneecap.
Yeah.
I get that a lot, and then I get like calcium buildup where it feels like bone chip. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
I get that.
I get that. I have
sometimes.
scar tissue in mine.
Yeah,
Old rodeo
but
injury.
so
Yeah.
usually now, the biggest thing I'm suffering from is tendonitis from my toes to my hip, and some days it hurts like a motherfucker. So walking. When it happened, I was like, they're going to tell me I have to slow down walking. And the doctor's like, it wouldn't kill you if you picked up walking. I'm like, I should take
Don't
that
mind
a little
if- don't-
offensive,
yeah, don't
right?
mind
But
if
I'm
I
like,
do.
that's great news. That's great news. So I'm basically flat walking is what's recommended for me. Stairs, motherfucker. Even an inch, smooth walking, like a nice sidewalk is what
Right.
I need.
Do you okay? So what do you rock? Like, what do you use for like? Do you just whatever shoes you want, or do you get like a walking shoe, or
I get a nice like hiking sneaker.
do you
Yeah.
like a Keen or like a Morel?
A
kinda thing?
Keen, definitely. Keen or Morel or North Face, absolutely. Solomon is another. Great
Oh, you
one.
like that? Okay. I haven't
Well,
got-
because when I lived up north, and it's when North Face and Solomon came out with a sole that was temperature sensitive.
oh, okay.
So under X amount degrees, it would be grippy, and then soon as it was frozen, like degrees, it would be hard, like little spikes.
oh yeah.
Noticeably. And for somebody that loved to walk, I've always loved to walk since I was like 8 years old. And noticeably, ice on sidewalks, those shoes were like perfect.
Nice. Have
Which
you ever thought about trying the like the Vibram toe shoes?
I've tried those.
Yeah. What do you think of those?
The reason why I tried those, do you mean the ones that are like sandals? Like, because I used to do outdoors camping. So I used them canoeing. Like
I'm talking about.
portaging
Well,
sh-
all right. So the ones I have are by Vibram, and like each toe has
Yeah.
like its own thing.
Exactly.
They're like usually some outrageous bright color. Yeah.
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 That's what I had. I
Yeah, yeah,
used
yeah.
them to step out of my canoe on the rocks and shit, and
Yeah. They're
like
they're-
a
yeah.
water shoe. That's what I
Yeah.
used them for.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was gonna say, there's also that like sandal with a toe cap, like a dad sandal with a toe.
Oh, I know
Keen-
you're. No,
Keen
that's a
makes those.
Keen. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. There's that.
I know
style.
my
I want.
stuff, yeah.
That's good. That's gonna be my next shoe purchase.
Okay.
I got a kid. I can wear ridiculous shit now. No, but the toe shoes. Like, did you like walking in them?
For sandal wise, I thought they were okay.
Yeah, you didn't want to do long walks on them.
No, not over my hiking. I live and die by my hiking shoes.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a religious factor.
I get it. I wear my steel toes around like all the time.
Yeah.
It's
What are you, a
they're
hick?
comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, I live in Harrow. Yeah.
When I buy my
I have steel-toe cowboy boots.
when I buy
Exactly.
my shoes, it's usually a big purchase for me personally.
Yeah,
Like,
I put effort
don't
into
ever
it. Yeah.
spoil
I feel you.
myself in any other way. Like $300 for a pair of shoes.
That's a lot for
of
shoes.
money.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Why
oh,
make
yeah.
them
I hated that
last?
with work boots. I was like, fuck. I'd rather spend the money and get like good work boots that'll last, so I don't have to spend like twice. Same idea. Like the last pair of like big work boots I bought were those the Timberland, the
That's
Pro
what I
riggers.
had. Oh, how'd you do? Mine, motherfuckers.
Really?
I
Yeah,
bought them in July.
I've heard a lot of people that didn't like them. I love mine.
Okay.
Mine are not falling apart.
Okay. My left is beauty. My right, blown apart. And I'm a jackass, and I want 1 year out of them, so I'm still wearing them.
Nah, well, you know. How'd you blow one out? What the
I'm assuming the seams must have sparked out,
Wow.
and then it blew out.
That's shitty.
It happens.
Mine, the only
it
damage I
happens like
have.
4 times a year. I'm cursed for work boots.
Jesus.
I'm cursed. If I buy a cheap or expensive one, it doesn't matter. And I
Wow.
do. I buy whatever I can.
Yeah, see, like, I can't wear those cheap Terras. I had a pair and I was,
Yeah.
They're not even that cheap.
Nah,
they can. Well, I guess they can be, but they're
yeah, because
generally
I remember I
valued.
bought a pair. I think I only paid like fucking $90. That's like a cheap work boot to be, by the way. It's
Can
$90.
be, yeah.
And I remember I was doing sprinklers, and from jumping on the shovel, I bent the fucking steel shank underneath the shoe, like in the sole. There's a steel shank in there. I bent that, and I had to cut it out of the boot. And I was like, "Fuck this."
Right.
My work boots I had before my Timberland, like the Pro Rigger ones, was Diehards. You ever had those?
No, this is my first pair of Timberlands.
Okay. No. It's a company is called Diehard.
Oh, no.
You'd have to get them in the States at Sears.
Absolutely not, no.
Oh man, they weren't like CSA approved or anything. You could
Oh,
get
yeah.
the 6-inch had a steel cap, but the 8-inch did not. So what does Todd do? I get the 8-inch without the steel cap. Best boots ever. They last me forever. I've never worn seams out of a work boot. I wore these till they were fucking falling apart, and I'm like, can I fix these fucking things? But it was like the back was all shredded out.
Really?
Right.
They were like $60 American or something. They were the greatest boot. The
sometimes-
mock toe with like the full foam wedge with the rubber on the bottom so they didn't wear out. Like the Dakotas,
Yeah.
those ones,
Yeah.
they just fall off because you
Yeah.
cannot. I drag right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
and they're the soft foam all the way through. They just wear down to nothing.
Yeah, no, I got the heels almost right out of mine.
I've-
Before my last pair.
I've probably tried close to at least 10 different brands. From cheap ones to super expensive.
You ever had Red Wings?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
You're not a Red Wing
One
guy?
of my favorites.
Okay. Have you ever had
But-
Thorogoods?
No, I didn't get my money out of the Red Wings.
Oh, okay. That's.
But because I'm cursed.
They wouldn't fix them.
Yeah, totally. But just didn't get
Didn't
like
last long,
because you know
so-
what I mean. I can't be sending them away all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But didn't get what I was expecting, and I spent so much on all type of boots because I've worked in like basically Arctic conditions. So I've had huge
I
like
love
Arctic
those.
moon boots.
Yeah.
I've
right?
always wanted a pair of those, but I'm like, I cannot spend $200 on a pair of winter boots. And I
Yeah.
work in a factory, definitely not. But
Okay.
I'm like, fuck, those look awesome.
Right.
So it was negative 47 before the wind chill. So I'm like, I'm gonna just go.
I need moon boots.
and get the
Yeah.
most expensive boots there because they're the best. So I go to the store. I'm like, give me your best boots because it's fucking cold. They're like, genius. We got this. So like they're gonna be expensive. I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I know you pay for what you get. So they're like, this is the new. I believe it's Helly Hansen.
Yeah.
So they're really expensive, especially after tax. Most I've ever spent on boots. I could buy boots with this expensive. And they were huge, almost up to my knees, moon boots to the core. Sure, they were warm. They got incinerated by Albertan mud and sand in the winter. Like,
I
pieces
have.
of my boot were like
But-
places.
But they don't use salt, right? They sand out there, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
But I mean, job site, just from.
That's something
job site.
I bought
Yeah.
Helly Hansen. because I work now in a factory. I can wear the work shoes. I literally went to Mark's and I picked, like, I just walked along picking them up, and I'm like, these are the lightest ones. They're the Helly Hansen. They're like a 4-inch high top.
that's nice.
Yeah, they look sweet too. I'm like, awesome, whatever.
Are they expensive?
No, they were like $150.
Okay.
Not bad. And then work pays for like 120 of it.
Right.
So, anyways, I'm like, sweet. So I get them. They haven't even lasted a year. They're like the whole top, all the mesh is fucking shredded off. Like the one sole's peeling.
If you're wearing shoes, you can't be that hard on them, right? Like you're not working.
I just work indoors. I'm not like outside. All I do is I run up and down stairs all night.
So
a lot of
you
stairs.
wore them out by walking, basically.
Yep.
Wow.
And like a little bit of like soap on them from like, mounting. We do tire and wheel. Yeah.
Hygiene. Well, that's crazy.
But yeah, they just fell apart, and I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm just back to wearing my.
That
steel
was
toe
my
cowboy
moon
boots.
boots. I swear to God, maybe it's
Yeah,
a Helly Hansen thing.
Yeah, I don't think they make good
Product.
footwear.
They cost
Although
a lot,
they're like
though,
the
some
union
things.
suits and all that stuff, everybody I talk to, like I got a bunch of ironwork buddies that go out west.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you're going out there, you get the Helly Hansen like one piece fucking onesie
Oh,
thing.
the one piece.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the one piece, but I've seen the set, the overalls and the big coat. It's pretty.
Oh, this
impressive.
this is this is like your under your first
Oh,
layer.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what all my. They're like, dude, you wear that,
Yeah.
and you can wear like a hoodie and a like just a light coat and bibs, and you'll be fine out there. I'm like, really?
That might be debatable.
I don't know.
Worked,
It's $400 for it.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen it then.
Yeah.
I've never worn it, but I've worked from East Coast to West Coast in the winter of Canada outside, even Winnipeg, which was the worst. I've always dressed the same even when I wear here because you can only do so much.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is don't ever stop moving.
Yeah. I also heard that
That's
basically
key.
after like I think it's minus 27,
Yeah.
it just feels the same.
It hurts.
That's
Yeah.
what I always say.
That's like the
yeah.
threshold. It's like
Yeah.
once after that, it's like I don't care if it's minus 28 or 45. It still
Yeah.
feels the fucking same.
I was trying to
Stupid,
be
either way.
badass in Edmonton. And it was like not Edmonton, sorry, Winnipeg. So it was the coldest day. And it was windy as fuck. It was
Why
in
is Winnipeg so
December.
cold?
It was negative 43 before wind chill. So they were like work 30 minutes, 10-minute break by law.
Yep.
So blah blah blah. So sure enough, the thing to do was go straight to my sea can to start work. But some jackass, they were draining out the basement, thawing it out, and they had some hoses going right to the foot of my sea can. But it's Winnipeg, cold as hell. So they did that through the night. So all layer ice and everything formed, and obviously it snowed. So I don't even know that because I get to the job site, it's still black. It's still nighttime. In the morning, still dark. Sorry. And so I get there, and sure enough, I fall through this ice. And not like anything crazy. Like my foot falls through, sorry. But like 12 inches, like a whole, like I'm submerged. Cold as hell, right? But like I said, I gotta kind of be badass. I'm a supervisor, by the way. I have people that need me. I have to tell them what to do. So it's not like I can do anything about it. So I try to be badass and go up there and scale and build a building. And it was very hard to walk because it was my whole foot was ice until after a few hours, I swear to God, I thought my toe just broke off. I've never felt anything like it. I hurt. Even my friend looked at me because I thought he heard something. So we're expecting the worst. So we get home, blah, blah. I don't want to say this is great, but I just got frostbite.
Uh-oh.
But
I've had
that was it.
I got it in Sault Ste. Marie.
You had it too?
My fingers have frostbite.
I got it in Sault Ste. Marie. So not too bad, but when it gets like cold out, the last 3 toes on each foot like start to ache.
Once you get it, you'll always be acceptable.
Yeah. So I got it when I was in the Sioux for school. We went on like a fucking hike out in the bush. And same idea. We got my feet got soaked, probably sweating and all that stuff, and then just in the snow. And so my fucking feet froze right up. Oh yeah, it was like pins and needles for like 2 fucking hours. Like, oh my God, they're gonna turn black. They didn't, but
that's good.
It was just
Mild
enough
case,
to fuck them up. But
right.
I don't have like permanent nerve damage. But yeah. If I wear steel toes in the wintertime and it's like starting to get cold, they start to just ache, and it's like fuck.
Instantly, yeah.
Yeah. Know what I've learned too? Because I would always try to wear layers in participation of freezing. Made a mistake. Can't do too many layers, especially with your socks and gloves. Because as soon as you get too tight, it's even colder. I mean, like pins and needles right
Yeah,
away.
you gotta have the
Instant.
the air gap.
Yeah, that's like the first thing I teach a new person when they have like an elastic glove and they're like, "I'll just have a liner." I'm like, "You are fucking yourself.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that is bad."
Yeah, you're better to have like the big fucking mitts and then just that thin glove.
And they're like, "No, it's not."
Well,
too
you're
tight."
constantly doing shit anyways.
Yeah.
How do you fucking?
And then they're the first ones that are like, "It's cold. My fingers are frozen." And it's like, go down to one glove. Just wear one glove.
Yeah.
Keep moving, one glove. You're good.
I used to always just wear the unlined leather, like the like the lineman gloves,
Okay.
and then I'd have just like a cotton glove on underneath,
okay.
and that was
have
it.
a lining.
And I would
Yeah,
just
yeah.
swap, like, basically just had the liner, but I would keep another pair like inside my hoodie. So like if my hands got cold with those or whatever, I would just like kind of swap them out, and I'd have like a warm set and be like, yeah, it's
Right.
whatever.
That's a good idea.
Well,
That's
because
smart.
sometimes like if you're driving a fucking aerial boom, you're just going along checking shit, like your one hand gets cold.
Oh yeah.
How bad do you hate being in a fucking lift in the wind? There's
Really
nothing
bad.
colder than being in a lift because there's no
Oh.
floor, there's nothing. You
Yeah.
start like panicking. You're like, I need to
body's
find
co-
foam
equally
boards
cold.
or something.
It's equally cold.
Oh,
I'd
it
even
sucks.
brought at least like I thought I was smart and got like that blue foam you see. I brought that to lay down. It was okay, but no, there's not much you can do.
We found if you put
Or tarp it in.
plywood, we'd put plywood with the foam to stand on, and then we wrapped like the tarp around it, and that was, because that wind comes like up it, and it's just like,
Unfortunately, I need all my sides for like squatting and reaching and,
it's fucking.
and
Fuck
fitting
that!
in
I'd move
places.
the lift.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. Or
I
like
was-
my lift, I'm
yeah,
maxed
I
out.
gotta reach
Yeah.
down, cinch it. There we go.
Oh.
I can make. I love driving those things. I make them dance. I like go like straight up, spin the whole chassis around underneath. I got like 3 things moving at once. All the production people are just like jaw dropped. Like, what is he doing
What's
now?
the highest you've been up in one, story wise?
60 feet, straight up, out in the middle of a field.
Okay.
That was. I'm just like, I want to get a picture at the top, so I just stood it up and just started extending everything out. And I'm going up. I'm like, ooh, there's like. When you're next to something, you're like, there's a fucking building right there. And it's like 110 feet up. You're like, whatever, there's a building there. Yeah, this is just like, if I fall, I'm just going straight down.
I had to go up in one that got specially ordered. It was even $900 to rent a day. I was up at
170 feet?
I think it was 180. I was up 15 stories at least.
Oh my God.
That's where I felt sway.
Oh,
I was swaying feet.
Oh,
Because it was windy. I was on the lake in Oakville on a high rise.
Oh, you guys don't have shitty rentals out west?
Oh,
Every fucking rental one, the big
this
ones.
was in Ontario, yeah. Oh, it was in Ontario.
Oh, yeah, because as I say, fucking every time we rented a big one, there was always that main, the spin, like the gear to spin the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was always worn out. Because if you're working on the side, you're like drilling in, it pushes out, and then you're like, all right, we're done. Bam! Into the fucking side of the building. It's like, fuck. There goes my pop and all the screws off the dash.
That's right.
Because the
That's
big one's
classic.
got all the cup holders and shit.
plus-
Coffee's gone.
Plus the building. I mean, that
fuck
too.
the building. Who gives a shit? It's
All-
like 60 feet up. You ain't seeing that little dent.
Yeah.
As long as you
All-
don't leave paint, don't leave paint.
What's the famous saying? Looks great from my house, or I can't see it from my house.
Yeah, can't see it from my house. There you go.
Yeah.
We always did, you get the taillight guarantee. It's guaranteed till they can't see the taillights anymore. But yeah, no, it's.
Every basket has a dent in it too that I've been in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My favorite is a company I used to work for. We would repair the baskets for one of the rental companies. You see these comes in, they're like,
oh really?
collapse. And I'm just like, oh, God, what the fuck happened? It's like, is that brain matter? They're like, no, that was a sandwich. It's like, oh, okay.
You mean like significantly?
Oh, yeah.
crushed?
Like I had to cut half the basket off one time, rebuild the whole top rail and the one side. It was just
Oh,
like,
so that's like an accident.
yeah, they fucked it up. I've fucked up a couple. I was working with one guy. We were on a
Yeah.
job site. We were just impacting all the bolts in. And we're going along, and he starts like fucking veering off. Where you always like just a tour, and I look over, and he's trying to drive up a fucking gravel pile. Well, we're like full stick out. We're like 30 feet in the air, and he's just, yeah, that fucking thing starts coming down. I'm gonna sit. I don't know where to go. I'm just gonna sit down. I just sat on the floor. Don't tip us.
Grab the other sides. Maybe you hold yourself up when it goes down.
Yeah, like I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna ride it out. But yeah,
Yeah.
we
I
just.
think it would tip so fast too.
I feel like it would because
No?
they're counterbalanced. Like it would just slowly kind of go down, and then it would probably come back up a little quick.
Do you feel the more you go straight, the more you're straight up, the more you feel it more?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's got it because you're
That's what
swaying
I
right over.
feel.
whereas
Yeah.
When you're out, you're only kind of maybe a little back and forth, but not a whole bunch.
Because unfortunately, when I was going up that high, below,
Straight up.
I didn't have a lot of room to be out and go.
Yeah.
You know, on an angle. So I was.
Oh, so you had to
kinda
like
straight.
swing up and then go.
Yeah.
Those are the best. I hate that when you're trying to like get every inch out of the stupid thing, and you got to like work it all the way up to like its highest point. You're just like, God damn it.
Some of them have alarms.
Yeah.
That scares the crap
Yeah.
out of me because
You
it's
get
so
your-
peaceful up there.
Yeah.
Almost it's like me.
Right.
Yeah, I've had that like in a scissor lift going up the side of a wall, and we were kind of tipped in, so we hit the wall and then kept going. we're pushing the fucking thing out, and it starts beeping, and then the dead switch happens, and it shuts off, and you got to like flag someone down to
Yeah.
turn it on down there and manually drop you. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, you have to reposition. Get all
Wow,
the
that's
fucking
pretty
timber out
neat.
from underneath the outriggers again. And
Start over.
oh yeah, because we had to like there was a rut, so we had to build it up. So you're on one tire, then the outriggers. You gotta get them out far enough to make their sensors and block them up so they're level. Because if it doesn't go up level, it won't go up. And it's
Right.
like now we gotta move that 3 feet to the right. Shit.
Yeah. Or I'm always like
Pain.
making sure 2 out of the 4 wheels are on plywood or something.
Yeah. You gotta. It's not a job site unless you're sketchy as shit. I got catapulted once. That was fun. Thank Christ I was tied in. I'm going down the job site in a 60-footer diesel, hauling ass, and it's all fresh snow, and I'm going along. You know, they just kind of bounce, and then all of a sudden I just feel like I go up a little too much, and I look at the front end dipped, and I'm like, oh no, down, and then poof, fucking feet over the dash, and then like land back down and just keep going. It's like that just fucking happened. Oh yeah, I
You-
hit like lanyard and it yanked me back.
You
into
were
the
able
cage.
to continue.
Yeah, I just stopped, stood up, grabbed the throttle, and just kept going. I'm like, whatever. I was down, like I had my basket down, going like as fast as it'll go, and it just poof. It's like, ah, shit.
I've seen. Yeah,
Nobody
I've
was with me.
experienced
Nobody was
that.
around.
Yeah.
I'm like bringing it from the back of the job site. First thing, I'm like, whew, all right. It's
Chad, your
time to,
seatbelt on.
yeah, time to start the day.
That's quite a sensation, though.
Yeah.
That bounce.
That was a cool job site. That was EnterQuest and Harrow.
I've worked on that.
Yeah, that was an interesting job site. I did the doors in there.
Okay. Okay, when I say worked there, I was maybe there for just a couple days because that's the same time I was in Edmonton.
It was cold as fuck.
Do you remember a gentleman named Glenn James?
No.
He had blonde hair, whatever. I don't know what he did, like the paneling. I don't know what you did. You just did the doors.
I was doing the garage door. Yeah, the whole back of the building was still off when we were doing it. So,
Oh, okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
anyways,
Like the outside, like the
yeah, and the structural. They did all the columns. and
oh,
beams. Boudreaux Construction. Do you know Nick? He would have been the boss. But anyways,
no.
that was what we did there.
Okay, you guys had that fucking weird thing on the.
Oh, the suction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are neat.
I didn't work with that one, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's ours.
Yeah, that was the first time I seen that. I was just like, what the fuck is that thing? It just stands this thing up and it holds. I was like, oh, that's slick as shit.
Yeah,
Can we borrow that to stack this fucking door?
you should try doing that without one of those.
No, I'm good.
Near impossible.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, now I work in a factory. I just hang out and push
What
bypass
factory
on
do you
there.
work at?
I work for a company called Avance.
Okay.
I push bypass all day.
Yeah, we do tire and wheel for Chryslers. Yeah, I don't know. Our vision system is messed up. We had a control supervisor that just didn't know what he was doing. Whatever. So he did more damage than good. So his solution to a vision problem, because we can see what the camera sees, but the camera just wouldn't pick it up that was the right part, was he gave us a bypass button on our HMI, like our touchscreen computer. So instead of fixing it, he's like, here's a Band-Aid. I was like, sweet. So about every 5 minutes, you get that fucking alarm. You look over, yep, that's the right rim. That's what it needs. Bypass. Oh, there's a tire one. Bypass.
Yeah.
Oh, and the line failed it. Bypass.
So, you're on the line then?
I'm maintenance.
Oh, you're maintenance. Okay.
That's the best part of that.
Yeah.
Bypass technicians.
So it is an assembly line though?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
an assembly line.
Wow.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. It goes.
I've never
somebody
worked on an assembly line personally.
Me neither. I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I have respect for the people that do, but I mean, if you can do that, that's like I've told my girlfriend that because I was like, why don't you get a job at Chrysler, like on the line? She's like, I don't know if I can do it. I'm like, literally just go there and turn your brain off. Talk to like the girls around you and just you leave it there. You're there for 8 hours. Literally, you have a paid lunch and paid breaks. You have a 20-minute lunch and 10-minute breaks. You are there for 8.
They're allowed to wear headphones during work. I know a lot of people that just download iPods and podcasts.
Podcast.
And just listen to it.
All my buddies that are there, yeah, they have
Maybe you should download Cavecast.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's like a interesting job. Like I said, I couldn't do it.
Not for everyone.
I tried. I worked for AP Plasma, and I was like putting clips in plastic parts, and I was like, "Fuck this!" Like it literally was like the part drops down, clip in a thing. Part drops down, clip in a thing. And it's like it's mind numbing. I just couldn't do it. Like I have to
You
be
couldn't shut off.
stimulated all day.
Robots will do that for you shortly, so don't worry about it.
Whatever.
For me, I can't stop moving. I love just moving.
I like pace. We're on a bridge over my 3 machines. I just pace that and then up and down the stairs. I got yelled at the other day because I was reading a book up there. I'm like, really? Like,
So do you have a lot? I don't want to simplify your job or anything, but do you have a little spare time, or do you find it?
No.
Are you watching things?
Not enough.
Or?
We're not running good enough yet to get spare time to just like hang out.
Except you're reading a book.
Well, okay, so I'm standing next to the HMI.
Well, you gotta like supervise something, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm standing there, like I'm reading, and it's like beeps, and I like do my job. I just have to move 15 inches, and it's like done. I can go back to reading.
Gotcha.
But apparently, I'm reading on the. So then, like I now have work toys. I've implemented this. I have a yo-yo. I'll just walk around, just zipping a yo-yo up and down.
Jesus.
Really, you're allowed to have a yo-yo.
I'm on midnight. Yeah. I don't know.
He's allowed to have yellow aviators and cowboy boots and all the accessories.
I keep it interesting. So this is
the ongoing joke.
Everybody at work is just gonna be like, yeah, what a fucking douchebag. Because I got a bunch of people at work that listen to this, which is awesome. But anyways,
thanks guys.
Yeah, thank you. So to me, it's like a stage. So it's like I owe it to them to give them some sort of performance.
Yeah. Well, you're just a showman. That's
what it is. It's like I'm like doing the double guns at people on the line. I'm doing goofy shit. I'm making jokes. I'm like walking around talking to people. Go back up on the bridge. It's just like I like to,
own the space.
Yeah, own the space. But
well, it's not just own it.
I like to keep it, like share light and fun. Yeah, so it's
know your space.
Like I implemented Plaid Fridays, which I failed to do yesterday, and I got called out on it many times. Like, where the fuck's your plaid, Todd? I'm like,
how many followers do you have? Like, how many people wore plaid yesterday?
Oh, like 2 people.
Okay, so
the one was like the maintenance chick. She comes in, she's like, "Where the fuck's your plaid at?" I'm like, "Oh my god, you wore the plaid!" Because it started the one day I was wearing plaid and she had plaid, like red plaid, both
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this,
Twinsies.
Plaid Friday? I'm like, it's a thing now. So we did it the next week, and then I didn't do it this week. I wore like a denim shirt.
So it died after 2 weeks.
No, and she did it, and I was like, fuck, I should have done it. And I was like, I had it in my hand. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. So I got to wear it this week. So this week I got to wear it.
That's weird. 'Cause I find that funny. I never even notice what anybody is wearing ever. Because people would point out, oh, wearing the exact same shirt as one of the guys. And he's like, as soon as we're done, he's like, oh, nice shirt. And I was like, I didn't even notice. I don't even see those things. It's weird.
No, I pick up like everything. Like the one guy, if he doesn't wear a hat one day, we're like, dude, why don't you ever put your fucking hat back on? You look weird without a hat. You always see him with a hat. I don't know what he looks like without a hat. Or like the one day he was wearing Under Armour. Like an Under Armour hoodie, and I had an Under Armour hoodie. Like, looked very similar. Not like flashy under it. It was just blue. And I'm just like, dude, brothers.
There
Just
you go.
dumb shit nonstop.
Did he react to that? Was
Oh,
he
yeah.
like-
He just shakes his head and laughs at me. I get a lot of that. But whatever.
That's not bad.
Yeah. The one time me and another guy were fucking, like, jokingly yelling at each other. And then, like, the whole night, people were like, dude, you and Russell were fucking hilarious. Like, thanks for coming to the show, guys.
There
I'm
you
here all
go.
night. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. It's all right. It's fun. That's one of the aspects I loved in my job.
How long have you been there?
Less than a year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've just owned it.
Sounds like sounds like you're
Full-
so comfortable.
full send.
And yeah,
Yeah,
good
but
for
you just-
you.
You just gotta set the tone.
I'm
right?
one of those people that I'm uncomfortable with the dumbest situations. Like I could just walk into a house full of random people, and by the end of the night, I got like 16 new friends. But I'm uncomfortable driving through Detroit at night.
Well, that's why I walk.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well,
But yeah,
only
like-
an idiot would
Awesome.
drive.
Any social situation, usually I can just own it. So that's like even my last
Gift the
job
gab.
was service. We would drive around. Everywhere I went, I was like making friends. I'm like, oh yeah, like, hey, give me a ride in your golf cart, and be like, dude, what are you doing today? And he's like, oh, nothing. It's
Oh.
like I don't know this person. We're just making friends.
Yeah, just talk to people. People talk.
It
to
drives my
I get
girlfriend
it.
fucking nuts because she's like, everywhere we go, he's got to talk to fucking people. It's like I'll be
So-
standing in line at the movie theater, and I start talking to the guy in front.
Yeah, what are you gonna see?
So you're
Like,
very
whatever.
friendly.
Yeah, social butterfly.
I'd say I'm
What's up,
similar.
Harry Potter?
As in,
You look like your dad right now.
I'd say one of the difference between Canadians and Americans are we're more obviously more polite than Americans, but I think they're friendlier. They're
On
just not
average,
polite
smaller
about
tits,
to do
dude.
it.
Yeah. You're like, well, it depends. I don't know.
Because I would think,
I've never talked to too many people in Michigan.
okay,
No offense, people in Michigan, but the accent sometimes aggravates me.
Yeah, I like the accent myself.
Really?
I do.
See, me,
I'm a
if
sucker
it's
for
like
any accent. though.
you get past Ohio is I
Don't-
can't do Ohio. It's I think it's boring.
The only one I think gets me is Minnesota. I think that's I mean it's really Canadian-ish, but it's different though. It's a different kind of
yeah,
dialect.
yeah.
That one's weird.
But have
Cute
see
girls from
Fargo.
Texas are just it's like here's my fucking wallet.
so
Yeah.
have you? I've traveled
Southern
so-
accents are like just
Southern bells.
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know what it is. There's just this anomaly that happens in the United States. You get into the Bible Belt, and a lot of the girls get a hell of a lot better looking. I don't know if it's the smile, the accents, or like growth hormones and all the chicken, but
maybe.
the South is awesome.
Would you consider like the Bell states, like the Carolinas, part?
Oh
of-
yeah. yeah.
Okay, so that's
Anything that
yes.
wore gray during the Civil War.
Okay. Okay.
Although one of my
Right,
favorite
fine.
states is Texas.
Wow.
End of part 1. Cavecast. Like, comment, share.
So good.